Welcome to the U.S. Health Guide, your trusted source for reliable and easy-to-understand health information. Today, we're diving deep into the world of cholesterol, a topic that often causes confusion and concern. You might hear it discussed frequently in relation to heart health, and it's often portrayed as something inherently negative. However, the reality of cholesterol is much more complex and fascinating than a simple good or bad label. This waxy, fat-like substance is not just a potential problem. It is, in fact, absolutely essential for life. Every single cell in your body relies on cholesterol to function properly. It plays a crucial role in building the structure of cell membranes, providing stability and flexibility. Beyond cell structure, cholesterol is a fundamental building block for several vital processes. It's necessary for the production of bile acids, which are critical for digesting fats in your diet. Cholesterol is also essential for synthesizing vitamin D when your skin is exposed to sunlight. Furthermore, it's a precursor for the production of important hormones, including sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone, and adrenal hormones like cortisol. Your liver is a remarkable organ that produces all the cholesterol your body needs for these essential functions. This internally produced cholesterol is called endogenous cholesterol. Any additional cholesterol found in your body comes from the foods you eat, specifically from animal products. This includes meats, poultry, fish, eggs, and full-fat dairy items. While dietary cholesterol's impact on blood levels can vary among individuals, it's one source that contributes to the total amount circulating. Despite its vital roles, having too much cholesterol circulating in your bloodstream or an unhealthy balance of its different types can significantly increase your risk of serious health problems. The most prominent risk is cardiovascular disease, which affects the heart and blood vessels. Understanding cholesterol is a powerful step towards protecting your heart. This guide aims to demystify cholesterol, explain its different forms, clarify which foods support healthy levels and which can be detrimental, and provide practical, actionable strategies you can implement starting today to safeguard your cardiovascular well-being. It's about empowering you with knowledge for preventative care and lifestyle improvement. Cholesterol doesn't travel alone through your bloodstream, which is mostly water. Instead, it's packaged into tiny particles called lipoproteins, which act like transport vehicles. These lipoproteins are what healthcare professionals often refer to when they talk about different types of cholesterol in your blood test results. The two main types you'll hear about are LDL and HDL. Low-density lipoprotein, or LDL cholesterol, is frequently labeled the bad cholesterol. Think of LDL particles as delivery trucks carrying cholesterol from the liver, where it's produced, to cells throughout your body that need it. While this delivery is necessary, problems arise when there are too many LDL particles circulating. Excess LDL particles can penetrate the inner lining of artery walls. Once inside the artery wall, they can become oxidized and trigger an inflammatory response. This leads to the gradual accumulation of fatty deposits, cholesterol, and other cellular debris within the artery wall, forming what is known as plaque. Over time, this plaque hardens and builds up, a process called atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis causes the arteries to narrow and become less flexible, significantly impeding the smooth flow of oxygen-rich blood to vital organs. This reduced blood flow is the root cause of many cardiovascular issues. Conversely, high-density lipoprotein, or HDL cholesterol, is widely known as the good cholesterol. Consider HDL particles as cleanup crews or recycling trucks. Their primary function is to scavenge excess cholesterol from the bloodstream and from within the artery walls. They collect this surplus cholesterol and transport it back to the liver. In the liver, the cholesterol can be processed, broken down, and eventually eliminated from the body. A higher level of HDL cholesterol in your blood is generally associated with a lower risk of heart disease. This is because HDL helps prevent the buildup of plaque in your arteries. It actively works to keep your arteries clear and healthy. Beyond LDL and HDL, there's another important type of fat in your blood called triglycerides. Triglycerides are the most common type of fat in the body. Their main purpose is to store excess energy from the food you eat for later use. Calories from food that are not immediately needed for energy are converted into triglycerides and stored in fat cells. While necessary for energy storage, high levels of triglycerides are a concern for heart health. Elevated triglycerides, particularly when they occur alongside high LDL cholesterol or low HDL cholesterol, significantly increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. The combination of high LDL and high triglycerides, especially when coupled with low HDL, creates a particularly dangerous lipid profile. This specific imbalance accelerates the process of atherosclerosis. It directly contributes to the narrowing and hardening of arteries. This physiological pathway explains the heightened susceptibility to severe cardiovascular events. Understanding these different components of your lipid profile is key to assessing your overall risk and guiding preventative strategies. It's not just about one number, but the balance between them. The most serious consequences of an unhealthy cholesterol profile stem directly from the dangerous accumulation of plaque within the walls of your arteries. This condition, known medically as atherosclerosis, is a progressive disease that develops over many years. As plaque builds up, it causes the arteries to become stiff and narrow. This narrowing restricts the space available for blood to flow through. In severe cases, the plaque can grow large enough to cause a significant blockage, drastically reducing or even completely cutting off blood flow to parts of the body. This compromised circulation can lead to a range of serious health complications. One common symptom of narrowed arteries, particularly in the heart, is chest pain, medically termed angina. Angina occurs when the heart muscle doesn't receive enough oxygen-rich blood, usually during physical exertion. Atherosclerosis is a principal underlying cause of many prevalent and life-threatening heart conditions. These include coronary artery disease, which affects the arteries supplying blood to the heart muscle itself. It is also a major contributor to heart attacks, which happen when blood flow to a part of the heart is severely blocked, causing damage to the heart muscle. Furthermore, atherosclerosis in the arteries leading to the brain is a primary cause of strokes, which occur when blood flow to the brain is interrupted. A critical and often alarming characteristic of high cholesterol is its typical lack of discernible symptoms. You usually cannot feel high cholesterol. The silent nature means that individuals can have dangerously high levels for years without knowing it. This is why regular blood testing is an absolutely indispensable tool for early detection. A simple blood test, often called a lipid panel, can measure your levels of total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. Early detection through screening allows for proactive management before significant damage occurs. Given that lifestyle choices are the most common cause of elevated cholesterol levels in adults, individuals possess substantial agency in preventing and managing this condition. Your daily habits regarding diet, exercise, and other factors have a profound impact. Making informed decisions about your lifestyle can directly influence your cholesterol numbers. Therefore, proactive screening and continuous monitoring are not just recommended, they are essential components of preventative health care. Relying on symptoms is not an option, as the body provides no internal warning signs until potential damage has already begun to affect organ function or cause acute events like heart attack or stroke. Taking control starts with getting tested and understanding your numbers. Certain dietary components have a significant and often detrimental impact on your cholesterol profile. Limiting or avoiding these foods is a cornerstone of managing high cholesterol and promoting heart health. Among the most impactful dietary factors are saturated fats. These fats directly contribute to raising your low-density lipoprotein, LDL, the bad cholesterol levels. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature and are commonly found in animal products. This includes fatty cuts of meat like beef, lamb, and pork, as well as processed meats such as bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats. Full-fat dairy products are another major source. This includes whole milk, butter, cheese, cream, and ice cream. While delicious, these items are high in saturated fat. Some tropical oils, notably coconut oil and palm oil, are also rich in saturated fats. Although research on these oils is ongoing, many health authorities still recommend moderation due to their saturated fat content. Specific saturated fatty acids, such as lauric acid, myristic acid, and palmitic acid, are particularly effective at increasing plasma LDL cholesterol concentrations. They achieve this by increasing the rate at which the liver produces LDL particles. Simultaneously, they can decrease the efficiency with which the body removes these particles from the bloodstream. This double effect leads to higher circulating LDL levels. While the impact of dietary cholesterol intake from foods like eggs and shrimp can be complex and varies between individuals, saturated fat consistently plays a more significant and direct role in elevating LDL levels for the majority of people. The liver has sophisticated mechanisms to regulate its own cholesterol production based on dietary intake, but saturated fat interferes with this regulation. However, it is important to acknowledge that some individuals are genetically predisposed to absorb more dietary cholesterol from their food. These hyperabsorbers may experience a higher incidence of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease even with moderate dietary cholesterol intake. For most, though, reducing saturated fat is the primary dietary focus for lowering LDL. Trans fats are widely regarded as the most detrimental type of fat for cardiovascular health. The majority of trans fats found in foods are artificially produced. This occurs through a process called partial hydrogenation, where hydrogen atoms are added to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid and stable. These artificial trans fats are frequently present in many packaged snacks such as crackers and chips. They are common in commercially baked goods like cookies, cakes, pastries, and donuts. Fried foods, especially those from fast food restaurants, often contain trans fats from the oils used for frying. Products that list shortening, partially hydrogenated oil, or hydrogenated oil in their ingredients are likely sources of trans fats. Trans fats are uniquely insidious because they have a double trouble effect on your cholesterol profile. They not only significantly elevate your LDL, bad cholesterol levels, but simultaneously depress your HDL, good cholesterol levels. This combination is particularly harmful for heart health. Beyond their direct impact on cholesterol numbers, trans fats also promote systemic inflammation throughout the body. They also diminish the healthy responsiveness and function of endothelial cells, the vital cells lining all blood vessels. This further escalates the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other chronic conditions. Due to these severe health risks, many countries and regions have banned or severely restricted the use of artificial trans fats in food production. Other foods that warrant limitation for optimal heart health include many processed items. Foods high in saturated and trans fats are often highly processed, but the category extends further. This includes refined grains, such as white bread, white rice, and pasta made from refined flour, which are stripped of beneficial fiber and nutrients. Sugary foods and beverages, like sodas, fruit juices with added sugar, candies, and desserts, contribute to weight gain and can negatively impact triglyceride levels. Salty snacks, processed meats, and many convenience meals are high in sodium. A comprehensive reduction in these categories, saturated fats, trans fats, refined grains, added sugars, and high sodium, rather than merely focusing on individual ingredients, can substantially improve cholesterol levels and overall cardiovascular health. This holistic approach addresses multiple risk factors simultaneously. Furthermore, a high intake of sodium, or salt, is a significant contributor to elevated blood pressure. High blood pressure is itself a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke, often co-occurring with high cholesterol. A substantial portion of dietary sodium originates not from the salt shaker at the table, but from processed and canned foods. This includes canned soups, baked goods, frozen dinners, processed cheeses, and condiments. Prioritizing fresh, whole foods and preparing meals at home allows you to control the amount of sodium added. The consistent recommendation across multiple authoritative health sources to limit or avoid foods high in saturated fats, trans fats, excessive sugars, and high sodium reveals a crucial underlying pattern. These are often the hallmarks of ultra-processed foods. These foods frequently combine multiple detrimental components: high unhealthy fats, high sugar, high sodium, and low fiber and nutrients. This indicates that a holistic dietary shift away from ultra-processed foods constitutes a powerful and simplified strategy for managing cholesterol and promoting overall cardiovascular well-being. Focusing on whole, unprocessed foods naturally reduces intake of these harmful components.